My wife is tired of the electric Tesla Model S and she's demanding to get rid of it.
Yeah, get rid of that thing right now.
It's Thanksgiving and we drove our Tesla Model S back to Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is about 250 miles from Louisville. With this crazy year of 2020, we actually have not charged this car to 100% all year. We actually experienced the battery desegregation. That means that we can't charge full mileage on this battery because it's just running out of space. We barely got to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we actually had to use my brother-in-law's extension cord to plug this thing in. We had like 6 miles left when we got here. If you've never heard of a terminology called range anxiety, let me tell you, we experienced range anxiety. We've actually experienced it multiple times over the years of owning the Tesla Model S. One of those, the car physically told us if we wanted to get to a supercharger that we were gonna have to drive less than 65 miles per hour in order to get there, or we'd be left stranded on the side of the road. We bought this car at 68,000 miles. You can see the 2 error messages that we have up here. We're gonna talk about those in a little bit, but currently we have 64 miles on the car because we charged it with our 110 volt charger, which actually did really well. We got 4 miles per hour of charge. So that means every hour that it was on the charger that we added 4 miles to this. So we got some time, but now we have to go to the supercharger and get this bad boy charged up. Well, with the exception, we're gonna go find a new car, but I forgot a mask. Hey, don't forget, win my PS5 just in time for Christmas. Right now we're doing 10x entries for everything you buy, ChevyDudeStore.com. And don't forget, you could be a hero in some kid's life in 2 ways. You could give them this PS5, and every purchase in ChevyDudeStore.com, we're gonna donate to Toys for Tots. All right, we are here at the Tesla Supercharger. We have 37 miles of range left, so no issues here. I'm not that good of a, oh, look at that. It's a new Model Y. It's a little bit smaller than a Model X. Nice color. You like that color?
I do like that color.
Cool, awesome. I like that color too. Yeah, so what I was saying is I'm not a really good electric car owner, right? Because I always like to go fast. So when you have an electric car, you're gonna have to, you know, be conservative in some cases. That's like not doing 90 miles an hour and, you know, all that stuff. Fast starts, quick stops, you know, that stuff doesn't work out. But we're here at the supercharger and we're going to get this thing charged up. Come on, there we go. We get it plugged in. So just like that, it starts charging. You can see what that Tesla supercharger does over maybe right at 250, almost 300 miles. So we're gonna level out at 250 at 72 kilowatts, 243. So just a couple minutes here and we'll be back to, you know, so the hour and 10 minutes, and this is fully charged. We're not gonna fully charge. We're just gonna get up to enough to drive around here. And there's a level 2 charger right around the corner from the house that we can just put the car on and go get it later tonight or something. So we've owned this car for 3 years now.
I know, way too long.
And if you don't know how we've gotten this car, like the dealership I work for took it in on trade. I'm flying back from Clearwater, Florida, and she Snapchats me and says, look what you took in on trade. I want it. And
exactly.
And I literally just bought this car on the plane sight unseen. So
it's totally a win.
It's totally a win purchase. But this has been a good first starter car to have for an electric car, to go fully electric, right? We fully went electric, but we didn't really, you know, go all in because we had sports cars and we had other cars and stuff like that. But there's some positives and there's some negatives. What are some of the positives?
I love the, get in, put your foot on the brake, pop the car into drive and go. There's nothing else. You don't have to start the car, nothing. And
yeah, so that's a big like misconception. People are like, and we're experiencing it right now. They're like, well, until you can, you know, stop for 5 minutes and have a full tank of gas, full tank of electricity on the battery, that electric cars will never work. Well, 99.9% of the time, you're charging at home while you sleep. So that never comes into play with the exception of a trip, like what we're experiencing here.
The only times we've had issues or anything is when we go on trips and actually drive this car, because you do have to sit at the superchargers and charge up, and
half hour, 45 minutes.
It takes a little longer, especially having an older vehicle. It's taking longer to charge than maybe the newer Teslas.
Yeah, the newer Teslas, like you can charge up like really, really quick. So if we look at a 2020
that Model
Tesla,
Y shouldn't be here much longer.
So let's talk about how much this car has cost us over the last 3 years. 3 years of ownership. What does this thing cost us? We bought it for $41,000. And we, over the time, we've had a couple service issues.
Yeah.
We lost our drive motor. That went completely. I did a video on that. That cost us
$0
because it was under warranty. We had this door handle go out.
Yeah.
I did a video on that this year.
That was a $300 fix.
$300. And then what else? What else have we paid for to repair? Nothing. That's it. So over 3 years, we've spent $300 to have this repaired. Now this car is almost out of warranty completely, right? We don't have any of the drivetrain warranty.
No, we have 1 year left on drivetrain.
So at that point, we're on our own. If something breaks, we're on our own, because you can't buy an extended warranty with a Tesla. Tesla doesn't even accept extended warranty. So you can't go to a third-party company and say, hey, give me an extended warranty on a Tesla.
Well, Tesla will sell you an extended warranty. You cannot get an extended warranty on these cars unless you bought the car from Tesla.
Yep. So what else? What about mobile service? Let's talk about that.
Oh, are we going into the negatives? Because one positive.
We had a bunch of positives there.
Oh.
Let's talk about the negatives.
Okay. Well, you know, this you would actually think is great. They have the mobile ranger who comes out and will do repairs, which they came out and changed out our airbag when we had that recall. And they've came out a couple times when we've had, thought we were having suspension issues, and it ended up being nothing.
They did do a really good job. That was out of warranty, and they didn't charge us. Forgot about that.
But they are limited on what they can do. So as he showed you earlier, there are warning signs because my TPMS system has, the battery's basically died on it, on the sensors, and it needs to be replaced. Well, Tesla only wants to replace it with the new generation and not just replace those sensors. So you have to actually take it to the service center. Well, service center is 2 hours away from us, whether we go to Indy or Cincy. You know, it's 2 hours.
And it's $500 to replace, right?
I've actually seen this more like $1,000 now.
Oh, more than $1,000 now. So there you go, $1,000. And that goes into the other negative thing. These cars are not cheap. These cars are not cheap to insure. These cars are not cheap to repair. And a minor fender bender, you guys are going to be blown away on this. A minor fender bender on a Tesla, hitting a deer, totals this car out. Can total this car out.
Yeah.
Aluminum body panels. And there's only one place to get them from, and that's Tesla. And Tesla controls everything. And that is a bad thing. That's kind of like a monopoly, right? So everybody wants to talk about, oh, we should do it the Tesla way of buying cars, i.e. a car salesman. But that's what they don't know until you get involved with this. I didn't know any of this, and I still don't know. She knows certainly more than I do because she's involved with it every day and on the forums and in stuff groups like that.
Just look for our door handle. We had to sit there for 3 weeks pulling with a string to open up the front door, or crawling in through the side passenger doors because the door handle would not present and open.
Yep.
And 3 weeks because Tesla was that backed up for service.
Yep. But we do like the Tesla. It's a great car. But those are just some of the things that you need to think about if you're going to buy one. And we're almost done charging here, so I think it's
time to wrap it up.
Time to wrap it up. And
wait, go buy another car.
You know, she wants to buy a car, so let's go figure out what she wants to buy. So yes, Princess Miss Chevy Dude here.
I'm not a princess, I'm the queen.
The queen, Chevy Dude, wants a new car. So we're going to go look at a new car. And she's been following this car for a while. And I'm going to do everything of opposite of what I teach you guys. I'm gonna show up with no appointment. I haven't called to see its availability. I'm gonna negotiate really, really hard. Like, this car is probably $5,000 to $6,000 overpriced. And I'm gonna basically go in there and be like, listen, if you can't sell it to me for this price, we're done. So, exact opposite of everything I teach you. So before we get to the dealership, we're gonna stop by my brother-in-law's business. He works here. He's been working here since he was 15 years old, and he is 39, gonna be 39, right? He's 4 years younger than us.
I'm only 42.
So here's the one thing about Tesla too, is like, this vehicle doesn't have it or have the capabilities of it, but let's say you bought a used Tesla Model X with full self-driving. There was a report that Tesla is taking that away from the previous owners, and it only has to stay with the previous owner, not with the new owner. So if you want that capability, it's $10,000 upgrade. I've never heard of that before, but that's report. So we're gonna go in here and grab some meat. This is the best place in Fort Wayne, Indiana to buy your meat at. Absolutely by far. When we come up here, we buy all sorts of stuff. We brought our Yeti cooler. We're gonna fill it up and take some good meat home. All right, we gotta start with the bacon, boys. All right, so I just realized I came here hungry and way overspent. Oops, oh well. Well, I just got stopped by someone I haven't seen like in 20 years. And yeah, we got the Yeti, and probably have to take some of this. These are our bacon. We got 10 1-pound things of bacon. I love bacon. Who doesn't love bacon, right? So, yep. So let's get off to look at this car that my wife wants to buy. You want to look at that car? Or you want to just go home and start cooking food?
I want to buy it.
You want to buy it? Okay, let's go. All right, we are here. They're right over here. We're going to go up. And of course, this is a private business, so I may not be able to record like everything I want to record. And as I was telling you, I literally am doing everything opposite of what I've taught you guys. I didn't even look at their Google reviews or their Dealer Rater reviews. They're not on Dealer Rater. Mrs. Chevy dude, I said, did we look at their reviews? And she says, nope. So we looked them up. They got good reviews. But the one review that sticks out to me is this one right here. And a message to car salespeople, if you're wanting to prove your self-worth, this is a little car lot, okay? This is a little itty bitty car lot. If you want to prove your self-worth, get your butt out on the lot and greet customers. I do find it kind of amusing because customers are like, I don't want to be bombarded by salespeople, but then all of a sudden they're not bombarded by salespeople and they write negative reviews. So we can't win. But let's go in. I don't see the car anywhere. So again, we're doing this all
backwards.
We got a couple sweet car here. This is a V12 Aston Martin. This is absolutely insane. And of course, they got a couple little ones over here and a little Lotus here. You know, a Lotus would be fun to own, would it not?
Maybe.
I mean, they're not powerful like the Corvettes, but they're just kind of fun in their own way. And of course, all sorts of carbon fiber on the cars. Manual transmission. That, you like that? All right, let's go over and look at that. All right, so here is what she has me looking at. I'm sure she's smiling under that mask, but yeah, smiling. It's what year is this? 18? 18 Model X P100D, and there are some questions we have on it because we don't know if it has all the features that she wants. All right, so she is checking out to see if it's got the right equipment.
Oh, okay.
That's been the issue. We don't know if it's got the right equipment.
Okay.
And the dealership down in Georgia didn't know anything about it.
Well, we're still learning here because we don't get very many of them.
Right. A lot of dealerships don't know a lot about Teslas.
You know, I just sold one this week.
You'll like that sport steering.
Right.
Versus the standard.
I do like the sports steering, you're right. All right, so this is self-presenting doors, and I've already got in here, but when I hit the brake, it automatically closes. It's so cool. So, and that's one big thing from our current Teslas. We have free supercharging. So this one, we're going to have to pay for supercharging, but not that big of a deal. This is a really super nice car. It's got the white interior. This is white, not cream.
It is white.
It is white. And then
exactly what I want.
It's tough to see on camera, but the windshield comes all the way up here. So that's all windshield. So you can see it's tinted like the top of your windshield. So that's really awesome. And then you got glass right here. And then of course the big glass there. And then this is the coolest part. The Falcon wing doors just open up like that. There's nothing cooler than watching that door go down. And like I said, this is a self-presenting door. If I had the key fob on me, it would open up automatically. But if I push that right there, automatically opens up for you. And then just close it. What do you think?
I like it.
How's the seat feel? This is the first time you sat in a Model X, right?
Model X and even the newer generation seats.
Yeah.
And much better than our current seat.
Yeah. So my first time that I was in a Model X was actually Alex Choi's new Model X out in California last October. And I drove it, and he has the full self-driving on his. And it's really awesome because basically when you're driving, it just does everything for you, right? You don't have to drive, it just drives. But you do have to like put your finger on here and just kind of like tap the steering wheel a little bit. So when all those people show that they're reading the paper or doing goofy things or nobody's sitting in the seat driving, it's all fake somehow. But you have to kind of like tap the steering wheel, let it know that you're here paying attention. All right, we're about ready to make our decision on this car. Absolutely love the spoiler. This is so cool. The self-presenting doors. Mr. Chevy Dude loves the floor mats in here. I'm trying to figure out if this has got full self-driving or not, so that's still a concern. So a couple other things this car doesn't have is the carbon fiber package up here. This is just kind of like a wood type trim. You can kind of see it maybe a little bit better right there. It's just black.
It's not the wood.
It's got something in it. It's got some type of design. Where we're at in the stage of our life, I'd rather have 2 seats here rather than a bench. But either way, 5 or 6 passenger seating is fine. But this is a 5 passenger seating one. And then you got a 7, right? You can get 7 seats, right? As well. Definitely don't want 7 seats. And then of course you got the nice big trunk back here, nice deep well down there. It's a level 2 charger, and then all that stuff. So 12-volt outlet back here. That's kind of nice to have that back here. We don't have that in our S. All right, so we're at Sweet Cars here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I gotta say, we just left. They're absolutely awesome people, super nice. I'm actually gonna give them a 5-star review, but I'm not too sure if that car is the right car or not. We got a couple things we gotta check out and look at, and then go from there. If those things come back positive, then you may see this on the channel real soon.